Hello friends, my name's James, and this is my 1965 Alberg 30 sloop SV Tritea. We're on a mission to sail around the world and see as much of this beautiful planet as possible. On this season, we're working our way through New Zealand. I want to share with you all the magic that is Aotearoa. The storms have passed. This was a perfect spot to ride out that blow. Very, very chill. Some gusts, but nothing to write home about. And tomorrow, we move on. Auckland, City of Sails. Got a good, like, I don't know, 10 to 12 knot breeze on the nose right now. We are about 2 miles from the anchorage. We're doing like 1.2 knots. Okay, we are anchored. Not crazy about the spot. I wanted to go in, there's like some kind of RC sailboat race happening in. So I might haul up later or tomorrow and move over to that spot. I'm like kind of close to this derelict boat, but not that close. But the key is that we're right across from Westhaven Marina. Can drive right into there, and there's public docks, and I can refill my water and walk to all the shops and everything. So this puts us in a good spot for that. Last time I stayed at Little Shoal, which is on the other side of the bridge, but the winds are supposed to get up to like 13 or 14 knots later, and that would have put us on a lee shore over there. So I thought I would try out this side of the bridge. Can always move. Last night after dinner, I didn't like that other anchorage at all, so I hauled up and moved over here to Little Shoal, which I really like this anchorage. I spent like 2 weeks here previously, back in the fall, and there's the bridge, awesome view, and there's a little bit of ferry wake because there's like traffic, but it's like not any worse than like swell in most anchorages, so I like this spot. I can zip over to Westhaven Marina. They have a public dinghy dock over there, and the city is right there. So that's the plan for today. We're gonna get the dinghy in the water, get everything set up, and head over into Auckland and have a look around. noticed this like crazy slip cleaning situation. I'm gonna go check it out. So I just went and talked to Steve at Floating Dock Services. $250 to clean the bottom kiwi. They do the cleaning. It's like double what it was in Whangarei, but Whangarei was booked up and impossible for me to get in over there. So I'm like seriously considering doing that before I head south. I'm gonna try to book in to actually paint the bottom. I'm gonna book in somewhere and paint the bottom down south, but it'd be nice to have a totally clean bottom for my passage down to the South Island. So I'm gonna seriously give that a consideration. Give me a card. He said I can set up the set it up online. There's no like waiting zone or anything. They're not booked up or anything. So that is awesome. So there's two different public docks in this harbor. There's this one over here. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera. I don't know where I'm pointing. That one is like some kind of sailing club over there, but that's a public dock. They have water, which is where I filled up my water last time I was around this way. And I'm gonna be able to get rid of my trash over there. And then there's another public dock over here by the showers. And that one's chill also. That one's actually a shorter walk to town than this one. That one you have to walk all the way around, but the one over here we're going to is a much shorter walk. And we're gonna see if the code that someone sent me for the showers works. Well, my shower code didn't work, which sucks. It worked last time I was here. Maybe they change it with the new year. But now it's time to get into Auckland and see what it's all about. Just left Boat Books, easily the best maritime bookstore I've ever been to. Managed to only spend, what, 120 Kiwi dollars. Pretty good, got some good books. Got a book on all the seabirds of the world, very high quality book, really cool. And a cruising guide for Australia and something else. I don't remember what else I got. But all set up with books. Now it's time to find some lunch. The New Zealand Maritime Museum in Auckland may be the most well put together maritime museum I've ever been to in the entire world. And I have been to a lot. Some of the highlights for me were the full-size Polynesian waka that they have on display. It totally blows my mind to think about the Polynesians on such a craft, plying the Pacific Ocean, settling lands with no knowledge of metal or compasses. It's nothing short of incredible. Another one of my favorite features of the Maritime Museum in Auckland is their passenger steamer ship room. The entire room moves just slightly. And the first time I went in there, I didn't notice that it was moving until I got inside, and I thought I was losing my mind. Like, everything was just barely moving, and they had the sound effects of creaking and whatnot, and you could see stuff, you could see the lantern swaying. But it took me a minute to realize that the whole room was actually moving. It's pretty amazing they have a room this complex in the museum. The museum also has their ship that they won the America's Cup with. And an extensive trophy room showing many of their prizes.
Ted Ashby is a replica scow. It's about 30-something years old, built by the Maritime Museum. And scows were the trucks of the old world, and they carted, we had no roads or rail, so they carted all the goods to market from the remote areas up the back of the harbours and rivers. So they're very shallow drafted, and they brought all the produce down to the cities where they could be exported on proper ships.
And then what I saw, there's a centerboard on this boat,
yes.
Right? So that makes sense too with the shallow draft.
Yes, yep. That was the plan, that they'd take them up somewhere on a high tide, dry them out so they could load them. A lot of shell was recovered to make concrete, or they'd take them up to load logs or anything. But yeah, they'd usually dry them out on the high tide and then float them off on the next high tide once it was loaded.
And this boat is wood construction, right?
Sure is.
Amazing.
Yep, and it's made originally, apart from it's been powered with a couple of motors for safety, because in the old days they didn't have much in the way of motors at all, if anything.
Yeah, she sells very well too.
Yeah, surprising.
And what type? You said it's a scowl?
A scow.
A scowl.
A scow.
So similar to a barge, I guess?
Very similar to a barge, and the word scow is sort of a Dutch derivative. But New Zealand got them from the Great Lakes.
Oh, okay.
That the immigrants came out here from the Great Lakes.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah. So, and similar sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you go to Australia and you see something very, very similar. It's a square box with a pointy front and a flat bottom.
With some canvas on it.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what was your name?
John.
John, thank you.
Okay.
All right, time to head back to Aotearoa and try to avoid getting rained on. If you enjoy the content on this channel and would like to contribute, you can consider joining the Patreon crew. Thanks for watching. Fair winds until next time.